Hey everybody, welcome back to the Slasher Uprising channel, the home of the slasher movie. This is going to be episode number 52 of my slasher movie archives. In this video, I will be giving my review for Night School, also known as Terror Eyes, released in 1981. A is for apple, B is for bed, C is for co-ed, D is for dead, F is for failing to keep your head. Okay, so getting into the plot for this one. They work by day, take a full schedule of classes all night, and somehow find time for study and an occasional date. Women in the evening curriculum at Boston's distinguished Wendell College do a lot to get ahead in life, but there's someone who will go to even greater lengths, someone who will do anything to get ahead. A killer whose MO is the ritualistic decapitations of victims makes terror a required course at night school. A Boston homicide lieutenant is assigned to this puzzling case. He has hunches, not clues, suspects, not evidence, and a rising body count. Finals are coming early this year at Wendell, and for those who don't make the grade, heads will roll. Okay, so getting into my thoughts for this one. I've always been a pretty big fan of Night School. It's a fun and entertaining slasher movie from the golden era of slasher movies. And I'm going to go ahead and get this out of the way. Night School was a part of the Video Nasties. It was moved to Section 2, and that means it wasn't prosecuted. One of my biggest complaints about this movie is the fact that it was cut by 1 minute and 16 seconds. And the end product really suffers for it. Now, it's not a complete deal breaker or anything. I still really do enjoy this movie. I really do like the city landscape. I think it really stands out. It takes place in Boston, Massachusetts. And speaking of something that really stands out, and maybe this is just me, but I have always been fascinated with the fact that the killer in this movie rides a dirt bike through the city to get from place to place. When I think of dirt bikes, I think of off-road dirt trails. So a dirt bike going through the city feels out of place to me. It's weird, but I love it. There's actually a pretty cool chase scene later on in the movie when the police are closing in on the villain. Being a big fan of the car chase movies from the 1970s, I really enjoyed that scene. Seeing the police pursue the dirt bike riding maniac through the city was pretty fun. This Warner Brothers Archive Collection Blu-ray is pretty bare bones. It includes play movie, subtitles, and trailer as the only options. I tried to do a little research, but unfortunately, there was no information that I could find. So, I don't know if the 1 minute and 16 seconds still exists that was cut. But, if it does, it sure would be nice to get an updated release with all the good stuff added back in. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the characters we have in Night School. In this one, we follow Boston Homicide Lieutenant Judd Austin as he investigates a series of ritualistic style murders. He has a high-quality education in his background, having gone to Harvard University. That does suggest that he's smart, and he will need to be if he is to have any hope of solving these bizarre murders. He is joined by his partner Taj, who almost acts as a sidekick. Taj has a pretty good sense of humor, considering the circumstance.
Maybe the guy we're after is a sailor, and he thought she was some kind of mermaid. Like, what do they call them? Those Lorelei and
Why
the
do I
sirens
put up with you?
Because I'm lovable.
The remaining cast either includes suspects or victims. Most of the victims, not all, but most of the victims have one thing in common. They go to an all-girls night school college and study anthropology with Professor Vincent Millett. Professor Millett has quite the reputation as a ladies' man around the school for sleeping with his students. And he just so happens to be in a relationship with his assistant, Eleanor. Eleanor seems to take the relationship way more serious than Professor Millett. So you do get the vibe that Professor Millett is quite the sleazeball. But the sleaze doesn't stop there, because we have the college dean, Helene Griffin, who is quite the opportunist herself. She's critical of Professor Millett for his interactions with the students, but she's not so innocent herself. And we also have the local diner owner named Gus and his waitress Carol. We have the pimpin' Tom named Gary, just to round out a few of the side characters.
Now, what's this? hobby of yours?
So what if it is?
Overall, I really enjoyed these characters. This movie pretty much plays out as a American-style Giallo with really solid acting performances. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the most important part of a slasher movie, that is the killer and the kills. In this one, we have a dirt bike riding maniac whose weapon of choice is a really large curved blade. A very awesome weapon indeed. And as you would probably expect, the killer is all decked out in their motorcycle riding gear. That includes a all-black outfit of leather and a blacked-out motorcycle helmet. I've always been a big fan of this design. It's a very effective look for stalking victims beneath the cover of night. I also really like the ending reveal when we find out who's doing the killing and why they are doing the killing. I also really like the tribal elements of the storyline. As far as the kills go, the movie has a decent body count with around 5 or 6 kills. As mentioned in the plot description, the killer's MO is the ritualistic decapitations of victims. So the kills consist of frantic slashings, ultimately ending with a decapitation. So there's not really a lot of variety here with the kills, but the stock sequences are all done very well, and what's interesting is the killer will put the severed heads into water. We have heads being found in a bucket, a head is found in an aquarium, and I will never forget the head being tossed into the aquarium and it hitting a sea turtle who takes a bite out of it. That's pretty cool. My favorite is the head in the toilet. That's classic stuff. Overall, I do like the stalk and kill sequences in this movie, even though it's very obvious that there were a lot of cuts for those scenes, unfortunately. The movie does suffer a little for that, but overall, Night School is still a fun and entertaining slasher movie. IMDb give Night School a 5.6 out of 10. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Remember, evil never dies, it rests a while. It watches, it waits. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the Slasher Uprising channel, the home of the slasher movie. Tune in each and every Saturday night for a new video as evil takes back the night. Be sure to comment below and let me know if you have seen Night School, or just let me know what you think of the video. And as always, I would like to thank you all for watching.